Beautiful, beautiful people. You know who it is. It is Mr. Storyteller himself. This is Ignite Your Purpose, where we talk longevity through a healthy lifestyle. It is a mix of the mental, physical, and spiritual knowledge, that mind, body, soul trifecta, and at its base, baby, beautiful people, it's those small, incremental baby steps every day to go from negative to positive, to be just a little bit better, and on our way to that long haul, that longevity, from now until our very last breath. And I'm telling you from experience in the last decade to 13 years that this shit works, man. I'm telling you, feel better. Something we're going to be talking about more and more is this self-worth and this self-awareness. For example, since May of this year, I started waking up uber early for myself anyway, which is 4:30 or 5. Switched up my training routines to be first thing in the morning. And I thought it was, kind of BS that waking up that early would do anything different to the mind, body, soul. But guess what it did? I saw things, meaning the way the sun rises and touches the sky and the earth at that early in the morning, especially in the summer months, that I've never, ever seen before. And that was well worth the price of admission. What I want to talk to you about today, after that little humble rant, is, as always, another experience I went through today. And this goes back to our self-worth, beautiful people. If we don't know where we're going, if we don't know what we stand for, we're going to fall for anything. And I sat in on and I'm going to call it what it was, man. It was a pyramid scheme for sure. And the people pushing this were not in it for anything other than themselves. And I think that they were trying to use everybody they were setting up for as a stepping stone so they could simply get more money for themselves. And to me, as somebody who, and again, if you want to go check my bio and the thousands of other podcasts I've done about my backstory, but man, somebody who's been out of the house at a super young age, 15, 16 years old, and actually never had a job other than creating what I've created for myself, a true entrepreneur in a way, right? To see the people that were pushing this on the youth, so these were people, I'm going to say, probably 10 years older than the next generation, so maybe 30-year-olds pushing this on 20-year-olds, maybe 18-year-olds, right? Who didn't know where they were going, who didn't exactly know what they wanted to do. So there is a small percentage of that I do agree with. Maybe there was an opportunity for somebody, but the way people do this now, and the way, how do you say this, the world we live in, where everything's a quick fix and nobody understands patience and nobody understands what it really takes to build a business. Having said that, I do, man. Nothing happens overnight, right? And the shit that disturbed me the most were that these people pushing this product, pushing this scam, this scheme, which again, I will stay in the middle like Switzerland. I will say you could make this work for yourself if it was something you wanted to do. If you were wholeheartedly into it, you believed in the product, you thought it was going to help other people, yada, yada, yada. All right? But to have something pushed on us from people who weren't entrepreneurs, all right? This was their side hustle to get them out of the jobs they hate. All right? Now, they didn't say this once at any point in their spiel, in their sales pitch, in their indoctrination, all right? Now, I've been to these, man, since I was probably 16 and 15. So I know the gist. I know the pyramid scheme. I know the MLM marketing. And what pissed me off was afterwards I went and chatted with some of them. And because I'm of their age, I said, man, so what do you guys, how's this going for you? They're new. They're 8 months in, man, trying to get those people signed up under them, right? And I said, what do you guys, each and every one of them were not an entrepreneur. Now, don't get me twisted, just because I'm not trying to diss that they weren't an entrepreneur, but how do you say this in a politically correct way? They've never been an entrepreneur. They had government jobs, and there is no disrespect there. Right? They want to get out of that, and that's fine. Any of us can want to do other things. I get that. But if you've never been an entrepreneur and you're trying to push an entrepreneurial lifestyle on somebody else, when you actually have a 9-to-5 gig, actually paying your bills, right? And you are being dishonest and providing a disservice to those ones coming up below you, man, that disgusted me. And then on top of that, me putting myself in the shoes of the people that were listening, who were being misled. There was, again, some truth. I want to stay in the middle. But again, if we don't know, and at that age we don't, there are some of us that do. Some of us just know exactly where we're going, how we're going to get there, and you're like a tank in the street, and that's amazing. But some of us don't. And especially in the world we live in, the social media world these days, where you click on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Twitter, and people are just like, yeah, man, last night I started this company and today I'm in a private jet. And a lot of us tend to fall for that, and a lot of us don't understand, hence these people that are pushing, dude, they've worked government jobs for 10 plus years. Meaning, and that's, again, not disrespect, but coming as an entrepreneur, it's a totally different lifestyle. You're talking 14 to 18 hour days minimum. You don't get a paycheck every 2 weeks. You do not get benefits. Why aren't you telling the next people that, man? And I just feel, and I just felt, and after talking to some of these people, and the people in the audience were fired up, thinking that this was going to be their answer. Again, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And I've been there, we've all been there, we will continue to be there. I actually even had a guy at that thing pitch me on, a stock that was going to pop. And for me, I study the markets, man. That's what I do. I'm an entrepreneur. I have to know things, right? And I know we're in a rumbly time. I call them an unstable time. Now, would I start popping in tons of money into a stock from a tip from some guy who's a government worker? Again, no disrespect to any government workers. That's not what I'm talking about. But is this a guy that actually studies the markets? No. And I straight up asked him that. How'd you find that out? Oh, my brother is a stockbroker and he told me. And I'm like, oh man, here we go. Back in the day, maybe I would have fell for that. Maybe somebody else fell for that. And you know what? That might pay off tenfold for that person. Maybe it'll pay off tenfold for me if I had taken that risk. But if we don't go study something, and if we don't actually dig in deep to the people that are promoting or trying to get us into their little cult, we'll call it, their Kool-Aid cult, then we're doing ourselves a dishonest, people. We, each and every one of us, it's our responsibility. What do we talk about here daily? It's our health. We have to take on responsibility for that. It's not our doctors that need to take care of us. We need to take care of us. So, for our family, we need to take care of ourselves. For our wealth, health, and happiness, we have to go deep, deep inside. And that does take some hard work, people. That takes time. That means you might not be watching Netflix all night. You might have to actually journal. You might have to actually get in touch with your feelings from that thing that happened to you a long, long time ago that you still haven't recovered from, that you don't even know about. And it's actually messing up everything currently in this present moment. This shit takes time. Anything's going to take time. We have to look at it more long haul wise instead of tomorrow I'm going to be there. And I'm telling you, after this many years of doing it, I'm just starting to comprehend all this, especially this self-worth. This only came into my realm 8 months to a year now, where I've stopped giving my power away. To, when I sit down with a billionaire, I used to think, oh my God, or a millionaire, or somebody who's accomplished something way more than me. I used to just be like starstruck. I could still hold a conversation, but in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, if I only, you know what I mean? We need to get out of that mindset and be like, we are the power. Why do you think they're taking meetings with you or with me? Because they see potential. They see a way to either maybe make money with you, off you, or something. You are the reason, not always them. So I wanted to kick that out today because it was really on my mind, something I've dealt with, something I'm sure we're all going through, and we'll probably always go through into our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. If we don't know what we stand for, we're going to fall for anything, meaning we're always going to search externally. We just need to start searching internally, which sounds foo-foo, but I'm telling you, it's fact. Beautiful people. That's all I got for you today. I hope you join me again tomorrow. You know how we do. We just talk real talk here. Ignite your purpose. Peace, and I love you.